Welcome viewers to another episode of Talk the Talk. It is an exclusive episode. We are coming to you from the Festival of Motoring. My name is Megan and this is an exclusive interview featuring Megan MacDonald, the head of marketing and PR from Suzuki Auto South Africa. And we are recording, as I said earlier, live from the Kailami Grand Prix circuit, and this is on behalf of the Festival of Motoring. So Suzuki is a brand and they are more about spreading optimism. Well, that's in my opinion, obviously, although there are tons of companies in the world, but their mission sets itself apart with a mission statement that goes beyond caring, spreading the power of optimism. As I said, that might not be their mission statement, but in my opinion, as a journalist, that's what I observe in terms of watching Megan and her team literally traveling the country in one of my favorites, which is the Germany, and it filters throughout their dealer network. I work a lot with the dealer network. That optimism, that enthusiasm, it really is positioned and aligned with people's values. Personally, I love the inclusive interaction that they have with their clients, and lets us now know that the company, is all about connecting its growing network of people. I also would like to say that Megan has been an avid supporter from day one of my career in the motoring trade. I have a memory that will always be etched into my heart, into my mind, and I'm very, very happy to get a hold of her and finally get her sitting next to me. I've invited her many times to the studio and have her contribute to this platform. So without further ado, let's welcome Megan. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Suzuki Solutions and MFC and Evo by Nedbank. So I just want to firstly say hi, Megan. To tear you apart from your work is very difficult, but I got it right. So, Megan, thank you so much for taking some time out today to contribute to the platform. And I think I'm gonna, because we have one mic and we're literally trying to wing it here at FOM, but I'm gonna ask you the first question whilst I say hello to you or do the meet and greet or the greet. Who is Megan firstly? How long have you been in the trade? What do you do at Suzuki? And why so passionate?
Thanks, Desh. Okay, I'm going to go back a step first and say thanks very much for the kind words you said about Suzuki. What I really like is that you're understanding what we're trying to do with our brand. So we honestly believe Suzuki turns everything into a full adventure, or a fun adventure, should I say. So that's who we are, and you're picking it up. That means we're doing it right.
Aww.
So that's great. So Megan MacDonald has been in the motor industry since about 1995. My son was 1 year old and he turned 28 the other day, so
wow.
Isn't that fun?
Wow.
I started off at Nissan. I actually did plant tours at Nissan for a while, and then I joined the PR department, and it was like I'd found my home. And I did PR for a very, very long time, and just in the last 3 years moved into marketing, and I love it as much as ever. We have a fun marketing department. We try and do as much as we can and get the fun adventure part of Suzuki brand out there. And I know they say that as soon as you say you're fun, you're not fun anymore, but we seem to be getting it right. So we don't say it, but we say it.
Yes, Megan, I do pick it up. As a journalist, that's the first thing that we should be doing, and that's observe what's going on around us. As I said, I work very closely with your dealer network, and I think it filters from the OEM, that optimism and enthusiasm. What's next though for Suzuki? What can we look forward to?
So we have some very exciting product coming. I think the biggest one for us today or yesterday is we launched our brand new Grand Vitara. So it doesn't replace the current Vitara range. It's actually an addition to the Suzuki range.
Okay.
It is massive. It's 4.3 meters long. It's much bigger than anything Suzuki's built before. fun fact is it was you understand, I think your viewers probably also understand the alliance between Toyota and Suzuki. So the global alliance between Toyota and Suzuki is that Suzuki takes advantage of Toyota's electric car program and technologies, and Toyota takes advantage of Suzuki's manufacturing abilities in India. And honestly, every second car in India is a Suzuki. So there are loads of them on the road, and obviously manufacturing is up there. So what has happened, particularly with this brand new Grand Vitara, is that it was designed and developed by Suzuki, including the mild hybrid, and it's built in a Toyota factory.
Okay.
So we are sharing it again. There will be a Toyota version, which I'm not talking about, at some point.
Okay.
But we can look forward to seeing the Suzuki Grand Vitara in South Africa first quarter next year.
Oh wow, that is absolutely going to be so exciting. Yes, I know that a lot of vehicles on the road in India is Suzuki, and Toyota is a very close, I'm Indian obviously, but Toyota is a brand that's very close to my heart because my father-in-law has worked for Toyota for 40 years, and all the technical knowledge in terms of what happens underneath the bonnet is from him, and it's from Toyota, so it's a very, very sentimental thing for me. Back to the company culture. What is the culture of
that? Is such a difficult one to answer. One of the nicest things, I've worked at a couple of car companies. One of the best things that I can say about Suzuki is that the sales and the marketing team like each other. We work together well, we work hand in hand. So the marketing will go to sales and say, what do you need us to push? What do you need us to slow down on? And we have a fun and open and extremely transparent culture. We have a Japanese MD, we have Japanese expats. They are fabulous to work with. They don't try to impose Japan on us, and yet we still try to work within their culture as well as within our own. So for example, in the office, it's very common in Japan to use the word san after someone's name. So I would call you Desh-san.
Yes.
In the office, I call my boss BC-san. I call my colleagues Hino-san and Tony-san, you know.
Right.
And it's one of those little things that make it a special place to work.
Yes. So Megan, you being, I would say, a leader in the motoring trade as a woman that have persevered against all adversities, what advice can you give to young women that want to join the trade and one day be a Megan MacDonald in a leadership role? And that is what we are trying to achieve with this program, supported by Nedbank and Sarita Solutions, is bring more women to the forefront. What advice can you give to our viewers?
Study, study, study. So I am not, as you are, a natural motoring person. I don't automatically know what goes on under the bonnet of a car. I study, I learn, I listen, I read. And a man cannot come up to me and say, this car does this, and I go, oh really? I do not. I go, oh really no? Or oh really yes, I agree with you. I know, I've studied.
I'd like to just maybe reiterate that education is everything. It's very, very important to understand that you are not entitled. You are not entitled to anything. You need to educate yourself, you need to be ambitious, and you, most importantly, you need to respect in order to receive. So with saying that, I'd like to even conclude and say thank you so much, Megan MacDonald, for blessing us with your contribution. This is a contribution to many young girls that are watching this and knowing that she's made it, I can make it. So thank you so much. Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Evo by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by Sarita Solutions and Evo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.evo.africa, we have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. Ladies, it is said that magic happens when you connect people, and I think this is a true example of that. Lots of magical things happened in my life and in my career because I connected with people like Megan MacDonald. I credit much of my joy and growth to always making it a point to truly get to know people and help them and have them help me wherever possible. It's become the backbone of our organizations. No one else is going to build the life you want, and no one else will even be able to completely understand it. The most amazing souls like Megan over here will show up to cheer you along the way, but this is your game. Make a pact to be in it with yourself for the long haul, and find your own supportive friends at every step along the way. Success isn't about how much money you make, it's about the difference you make in people's lives. And with that, as always, I'd like to remind you that the question should never be who's going to let me, it should always be who's going to stop me.